This is really smart what the administration is trying to do, guys, right now. Have you heard of, drumroll please, the XRS? Forget the IRS, we're going for the XRS. We want the External Revenue Service. Remember how Donald Trump's like, why don't we charge more money? Like, why aren't we making money? Well, the tariff stuff has something to do with that, but there's another rather clever way that they're thinking about reducing debt. I'll let him say it. All right, I'll give you a clue. It has something to do with a very, very special card.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably. Pretty exciting, right?
Yes, very exciting. So it's coming out pretty soon. And just to give you a little bit more perspective on it, it costs $5 million, and they really think they can sell these things. According to Howard Lutnik, it's not just Trump. Actually, they've sold like 1,000 of these. Basically, the way it would work is it gives you like an option on becoming an American. So they go and they court all these really, really wealthy individuals, and they're like, hey, you know, would you like to have the optionality of being an American one day? And some people might say, well, no, I don't really want to turn over 50% of my income to Uncle Sam, if you're wealthy enough, right, to buy a $5 million card. And so the idea here is that you just actually don't have to become a citizen, but you have the option of becoming one. So if at some point you want you and your whole family to show up at JFK and say, I got my gold card, well, then you can come in and you can be a U.S. citizen. We'll get your tax money too. Here's Howard Lutnik talking about it. I think this is on All In. He went on a podcast and spoke about this recently. This is the Commerce Secretary.
About 2 weeks from today, it goes out. Okay, Elon's building me the software right now.
Yeah.
Right? And then out it goes. And by the way, yesterday I sold 1,000.
Oh, you did? I got a poly market I created on how many are you guys going to sell this year. So
Cool.
I'm, curious to see how many.
That's fantastic. Do you want to tell people just the rough?
Yeah, what are the
rough
terms on
Okay.
it? Yeah.
So if you're a U.S. citizen, you pay global tax.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're not going to bring in outsiders going to come in to pay global tax. So if you have a green card, which used to be a green card, now gold card, you're a permanent resident of America. You can be a citizen, but you don't have to be. And none of them are going to choose to be. What they're going to do is they're going to have the right to be in America. They pay $5 million, and they have the right to be in America. They have the right to be in America.
Permanent residency.
As long as they're good people.
And they're vetted.
And they're vetted. And they can't break the law. We can always take it away if they're like evil or mean or bad or something. Not mean, but you know, if they do something horrible, you can take it away. Right? But the idea is, if I was not American and I lived in any other country, I would buy 6. One for me, one for my wife and my 4 kids, because God forbid something happens. I want to be able to go to America, and I want to have the right to go to the airport, to go to America, and them to say, hello, Mr. Lutnik. Hello, Mr. Lutnik and the Lutnik family. Welcome home.
Right.
That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear I can't come here when there's a horrible war, a horrible whatever.
Right.
I want to be able to go home. Right? And once I'm home, I might as well build a business.
Yeah.
So you have the most productive people in the world going to start spending time here. They're going to have a family office. They're going to hire some people.
And you're not going to tax their external worldwide income.
I only tax the money they make in America, which is what we do now.
Yeah.
But their global income stays out.
And they pay $5 million. And how many people do you think there are that could qualify in the world?
There are 37 million people in the world who are capable of buying the card.
That's
in case you were wondering.
37 million. Wow. That's a lot more than ChatGPT told me.
Who are capable of buying it.
Who are capable of buying it.
Now, I'm not saying they will, but they're capable of buying.
All right. So that's a big number. Okay. So if there are 37 million people that could possibly buy one of these gold cards, a Trump gold card for $5 million, which gives them this optionality of one day being able to come to the U.S. and then they go out and they buy for their whole family. Think about that. Well, I mean, like the national debt would be reduced immediately. I mean, actually, like that's like way more than we need. If our national debt's like 37, 38 trillion, basically you're looking at what, 160 trillion with 37 million possible cards. Now, I don't think that they really have 37 million that they could really possibly sell, but you don't need 37 million. I mean, they've sold 1,000, which is 5 billion. They don't need 37 million. You could actually raise the money and wipe out the debt, with a fraction of that. So this is innovative, guys, okay? Like, this is actually really innovative. And when Donald Trump talks about, I want to find ways for the U.S. to make money and to raise money, this is what he's talking about. So I'm blown away. I think it's super cool. Clearly, he does too.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me. I'm
the second?
I don't know.
But they may have many, many more lined up. Buddy Sanders, great to have you here. You are a team member, which I love. We have team membership here at the Trish Regan Show, and thank you for your generosity. I see you are definitely not a fan of General Milley, which relates back to what we were talking about, of course, earlier as I brought the show forward to you with the news that Donald Trump is getting just already fired. Just last night, late, that news broke. He's getting did fire the head of the NSA, as well as his top lieutenant, as well as a series of other people over at the NSC. And guess what? There are more coming. There are more coming with the thinking that, you really need to be out there kind of defending yourself in this environment. Something I do want to point out, as we talk about making money and the U.S. and the challenges that we're obviously seeing in the stock market right now, it is, of course, tax season, and my friends at American for Prosperity are pretty hard at work to make sure that April 15th does not get worse, because it could, right? Like, it could. I think I saw something from my friend Steve Moore's email that they want to now raise taxes. Republicans, actually. I mean, you got to worry about both sides. I'm sorry. You just have to worry about both sides, because everybody is just like, let me sock it to whoever I can. Republicans are looking at possibly raising taxes. But if the Democrats win, it's game over. It's game over in 2 years. But there's something else going on. Trump's tax cuts, they're expiring next year, which means there could be $1,500 or more in taxes that come up on the average family of four. I mean, this is part of why he's looking at things like the External Revenue Service, and why he's trying to say, okay, well, maybe we need to tariff, because he wants to be able to justify and offer a tax cut to Americans. So even though we have Republicans in control, I wouldn't bet on that. I really, really wouldn't bet on that. Extending the tax cuts is critical to this mission succeeding. And there are a few members out there, Republicans, I'm looking at you, that could derail all of this, not to mention, where the Democrats are going to be. So this is why it's really important, I think, for us to focus on some of these issues right now. I want to put this in here because my friends at Americans for Prosperity, they are all about this. They have a grassroots effort to try and combat this and to really try and go after some of those members of Congress that don't want to protect your prosperity. So I encourage you to go to protectprosperity.com today and just think about how you can in any way, shape, or form get involved. I mean, you don't have to give money. This is sort of grassroots campaigning, and actually might be kind of fun, right? Because I think this is a cause that we can all embrace and get our heads around. Protect Prosperity. You can join the fight there at protectprosperity.com to keep those Trump tax cuts alive. He's going to need all the help he can get, for sure. I want to get back, though, to the comment that just came through to our team member there, Buddy, as he points out that General Milley actually was not exactly in Trump's camp, and we certainly know that well, Buddy. And this is partly why I think they made the decision here to move forward against the NSA, to get rid of the NSA sort of top two lieutenants. Laura, to her credit, has been digging, and this is all public information, but to her credit, she kind of put it together and put it out there that General Ha basically, in her estimation, didn't have a place serving in the Trump administration because he was a General Milley guy and he was a Biden guy, and you just need your own team. In light of what has gone down, right? In light of this signal gate, which I don't think was just a mistake. I think somebody very deliberately tried to set them up, and then they're like, oh, well, why are you using Signal? Well, Signal was what the CIA told them to use, and what they were assured was completely safe. Well, why didn't anybody from NSA say, hey, maybe you ought to think twice about Signal? Like, why wasn't he doing his job? Or maybe he was doing his job. Maybe the NSA is like going after Donald Trump. I don't mean to get too conspiratorial, and I will just say that, look, this is conjecture. This is not reporting, but my conjecture on all of this is my concern that there are people that are watching over him. He doesn't like that. I know that because I know him, and he really doesn't like that they like to micromanage his calendar or micromanage who he talks to, or, basically involve the NSC every time he may want to have an off-record conversation with anyone around the world.